I've been lucky enough to have a full-time job, have a side hustle in the e-com space that made me $80,000 a year, freelance, train every day, and still have time to see my family and friends. Sounds impossible, right? I get it, I've been there. But over the past 5-ish years, I've discovered these energy hacks that have allowed me to pull it off without burning out. And here's the thing, they're simple, backed by science, and anyone can use them. So if you've ever felt like you don't have enough energy to stick with your ambitions like I definitely have, stick around. I'll break down these hacks that have changed everything for me. Hack number 1 is a little boring, but it's quality sleep. It's one that's a no-brainer, but it's also where probably most people struggle. Forget the quality versus quantity debate. I found that quality sleep is the most important to me, and also knowing your quantity, right? For me, it's 8 hours. If I get less than 8 hours, or 7 to 8 hours at least, I'm pretty angry and not optimal. But if I get more than 8 hours, it just doesn't make a difference, or I'm overtired, or I've just overslept and there's just no point. And so for me, it's about dialing in the quality. And don't get me wrong, I've struggled with sleep for years, and I still do struggle here and there. And for me, it's mainly getting to sleep, which I'm sure a lot of other fellow entrepreneurs and other ambitious people struggle with, because their mind just races when they finally sit down at night to go to sleep. So what's helped me? Creating a pre-sleep routine. So for instance, avoiding food 1 to 2 hours before bed. I found that if I do eat within 30 minutes of bed, which happens a fair bit more than I'd like, I definitely feel when I wake up the next day, I feel more sluggish and like I just haven't got the most quality sleep. And I think the science there is that your body's working too hard to digest all that food while you're sleeping, and you're not getting that quality rest that you should be getting when you're sleeping. Number 2 is dimming the light before bed and try to avoid as much super bright light as possible, just so you can tell your circadian rhythm that it's starting to get to bedtime. And something that's helped a lot is swapping out non-fiction for fiction. I found that non-fiction, or like business type books, would stimulate me too much before I go to bed, and then I'd go to bed thinking about the business book that I just read and have all these really cool ideas and all that, but it would stimulate me and I wouldn't be able to get to sleep. So now reading fiction books, which is stories, I can then go to bed and still think about that story and start to doze off. And here's a big one, especially for me, and I'm sure for most other men, it's keeping the room pretty cold. So I like it between 16 to 18 degrees, and there's heaps of science that backs that. For me, I love that, and I love getting something kind of heavy on me to go to sleep. That's been a real game changer. And so I've learned a lot about sleep from Dr. Human and Matt Walker. And obviously they emphasize how critical sleep is for memory, focus, and energy. And one of the biggest things I got from one of them is not having an alarm. And I know this isn't possible for everyone, but if you can not have an alarm and your body clock wakes you up pretty nicely already. I used to wake up around 5 every day, and I would set an alarm for that. But I noticed I wake up 5:30 to 6 every day without an alarm. That extra half an hour allows me to wake up nice and gradually, and I feel so much better when I've actually woken up. Number 2 is delaying your morning caffeine intake. This one might sound small, but it's an absolute game changer. And it's pretty simple. It's just delaying your caffeine intake or your morning coffee by about 60 to 90 minutes after waking. There's a fair bit of science behind this, and Dr. Human explains that drinking caffeine as soon as you wake up can mess with your natural energy rhythms, and delaying that caffeine intake allows your body to naturally clear out that adenosine, the chemical that makes you feel tired, so that when you do have your caffeine, it can work a lot better, and that buzz that you get will be a lot more prominent. Number 3 is having your coffee with natural nootropics. Nootropics have been a total game changer for me, and they've been such a big part of my life that I've even built my brand synced around them. I personally love combining L-theanine, ginseng, and alpha GPC with my morning coffee. And what they do is they work all together / have different roles in sustaining that caffeine buzz throughout a longer duration throughout the day, and also preventing any coffee crash that some people get later during the day. And there's a ton of research on how certain nootropics can improve your focus, reduce brain fog, and even sustain your energy levels. I also use nootropics at night sometimes to help me wind down and improve my sleep. Nootropics are minerals like magnesium glycinate and ashwagandha. These small additions allow me to continue with my long work days, still hit the gym, and still have time and the energy to see my family and friends. Hack number 4 is exercise. And exercise isn't just about fitness and looking good, it's also a really good energy booster hack. And one of the core things here around exercise and energy is about when I actually do that exercise. I typically hit the gym or go for a run in the morning, but something that's been a real game changer is taking 15 to 30 minute walks after lunch. Sometimes my lunch can be quite full or heavy, and so going for that walk just allows me to mellow out. And I see a big difference in my energy levels after lunch, combating that kind of afternoon slump that some people get. And there's tons of research on how exercise can improve your energy and alertness levels. And combining this exercise say at lunchtime with the nootropics, the coffee, and proper hydration has been an absolute game changer in sustaining my energy throughout that next half of the day and working nicely into the evening after long mornings of meetings and other deep work. Hack number 5 are cold showers or ice baths. This last one's a bit of a trend right now, but it really works. And it's cold showers or dips in any cold body of water. It doesn't have to be an ice bath. And luckily enough, I've been doing this for years. I lived close-ish to the beach, so I've been able to wake up sometimes, especially in the winter, go down to the salt water and just dive in, and it makes you feel so much better. Again, Dr. Huberman explains this in great detail, and he says that cold exposure triggers the neurotransmitters like dopamine, adrenaline, norepinephrine that improve your focus and your motivation. And again, it's not always comfortable, but I find the energy kick after it is totally worth it, especially on those days where I need an extra push. With a full-time job, freelancing, building a brand, and training every day, I used to think burnout was inevitable, and I did burn out a lot. But these strategies have given me the energy to stay consistent and actually enjoy the process. So here's how you can use these hacks to boost your energy. Number 1 is prioritize your sleep with a simple night routine. Number 2 is delay your morning coffee by 60 to 90 minutes. Number 3 is try nootropics with your coffee, specifically for me at least, L-theanine, alpha GPC, and ginseng. Number 4 is exercise, and exercise strategically, not just for health and fitness, but also to boost your energy level. I would recommend a early morning walk and maybe a walk after lunch too. Number 5 is experiment with cold water plunges, either in the ocean, through an ice bath, even through the shower, to try and boost your energy. And I would recommend between 1 to 5 to 8 minutes, depending on how often you do this thing. If I'm in an ice bath, I probably go between 1 to 3 minutes. If it's in the ocean, a little longer because it's a little less cold. But you just have to work with what you feel is right. And so to wrap it up, energy isn't just about working harder, it's about working smarter too. These hacks have helped me balance work, fitness, and life without running out of steam. And I honestly hope they can do the same for you. If this video gave you some ideas, hit the like button and subscribe for more practical tips. And let me know in the comments which hack you're excited to try. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.